We're here at the Montgomery County Board of Elections with Dr. Gilberto Zelaya. Dr. Zelaya, did you get any chance to sleep last night?
No, I think the last time I had a full night's sleep was 6 weeks ago.
Was the turnout lower than expected?
You know what? Every election is like your child. They're all different. And so, yes, it was a low turnout. We were ready to serve. We're happy that the voters that did show up were able to cast their vote. And we're going to continue counting our mail-in ballots. So at the end of the day, we appreciate all of our poll workers and our future vote youth ambassadors that came and served our voters who came in person.
How many mail-in and provisional ballots will your team be counting?
So,
starting tomorrow and next week.
So right now we have about 115,000 request mail-in ballots. We have about close to 30,000 ballots checked in, which we'll start canvassing tomorrow. But every day we're going to start processing and canvassing and making sure that the signatures are on the voter oath. So it's a moving target, but I could tell you that for the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll be busy counting.
And still a good number of ballots that need to be counted. Do you think that's going to make a difference in the race?
You know what? We're not in the business of counting races. We're in the business of counting votes. So that's a good question for the candidates. Our job is to ensure that every voter that casts a ballot by mail or in person on election day or during early voting is counted.
What we can see so far is the county executive race is very tight. When we are going to know the final results? The
final results will be available when we're down counting provisional ballots and the mail-in ballots. So it's going to take some time, and we welcome the public to either come in person to Montgomery College in Germantown or virtually. All of that information is on our website at 777vote.org.
Is mid-August what people are talking about, that we will know the final results? Or are you stick with that like mid-August, or when you think are going to be ready?
Our goal is to count until we're done counting. Our staff, we all need rest because remember, we still have to get ready for the general early voting time frame and also election day, which is Tuesday, November 8th. So obviously, we want to do our due diligence, so we want to count as quickly as possible. But like a surgeon, you don't want to rush a heart surgeon while they're operating. So we will do our best to get the results as quickly as possible.
And we understand that you don't make the rules, but are you frustrated that you have to wait until Thursday to count more ballots and then next week, and it's taking like a long time?
No, even Monopoly has rules, and the rules state that we can initiate canvass on Thursday, the 21st of July.
And what is your advice, or what you think voters can do better for the next election cycle?
So there's a couple of tips. Number one, the buzzword for the next 2 to 3 weeks is patience. That's number one. Number two is we need poll workers. We had a small staff this time. We want to make sure that individuals do participate, and for those who are not participating as poll workers, that we have enough volunteers to serve them. And number three, just make sure you make a vote plan if you're going to decide to vote by mail, in person during the 8 consecutive days of early voting, or on election day. And we will do our due diligence to prepare for your participation.
What happened with those ballots that voters probably forgot to sign?
So we have a curing process. So what we're going to do is we're going to contact them immediately once we identify that there's a missing signature via email, telephone, etc. And we'll have them come to the office to sign that voter oath on the return envelope. And this is the reason why we were asking our voters to return their ballot as soon as possible, but the vast majority returned them on election day, which was yesterday, 8 p.m.
Anything else that you want to add?
No, I want to thank all of our poll workers. They did an outstanding job considering the short time frame. Also, our future vote ambassadors. We had about close to 500 high school and middle school students that helped out buttress our adult poll workers. Without them, we couldn't have had this big party. And we want to thank our voters and also our staff. Each of us enjoy the work that we do. We have put our families on hold. So for our staff, endless gratitude. Not only to them, to the voters, to the volunteers, and our future voters. So make a vote plan, and we'll see you November 8th. But until then, we will continue counting.
Thank you, Dr. Zelaya.
Thank you.
For the latest Montgomery County election news and information, visit mymcmedia.org and click on Election 2022.